guys, it's Mikai with HouseOFMeis, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my planner look through, or how I'm going to be using my planner for 2017. It's not done by any means, and I still have a couple other things that I want to add, and I'm going to add. They're actually somewhere on the way, or I'm trying to figure out what works best. But this is one of my goals, was to get videos up when I said I was going to get them up, and I really wanted to get this up this Sunday to kind of kick off planning season, or you know, a new year of planning on film for myself and for you guys. So the planner that I am now in a personal. I think previously last year or the year before last, yeah, when I was a lot more active with my planner on YouTube, I was in an A5. I am now back in a personal, and I think it's what is working best for me. I loved my A5, it was amazing, but it was just way too big to carry. So now I am in a personal size. This particular personal, please ignore my nails. Yeah, they're really messed up. Anyways, this is a Kate Spade. I think it's a Mikas pond. This is in like the navy or indigo is what it's called. They are sold on Facebook pages, but they're no longer sold on Kate Spade. So anyways, that's what I'm using. I do plan on filming a couple of Plan With Me's every month. So this month I just got too excited about my new inserts that I love, so I didn't. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. It is a zip around. I pretty much rarely zip it because it's almost always full, especially with this particular kit, which I'll get into that in a little bit. But go ahead and open it up. I'm really not one for decorating my planner. It's just not my thing. I don't really know exactly why. So like I said, these are going to change, but this is just how it is right now. So in these pockets over here, I have a couple of stickers. I don't really plan on the go where I need all of my huge stickers, so I keep just some stickers on hand. These are a bunch of stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co. that are just really random stickers, but they're nice to put in if I'm just doodling or sitting down somewhere. So I have those. I also right here had a couple of other things. I had my 3-week-old Zoe's shot records is right here because she's at the doctor more often, obviously, and some other private stuff, but I took all that out. A couple of paper clips, which I don't use ever. They literally just been sitting here. And then I have another sampler from Fox and Pip. I love her stickers, and this is just her little sampler that she gave. So on the side here, I have some Disney stickers. We are going to Disney in August of this year, or September. I think it's September actually. So I have these. I haven't started using them because we're obviously more than or less than a year out, but I have those. And then I have a couple of cards to just write thank you cards or something like that. Just some different ones. I don't believe, yeah, there's nothing in this pocket. And then in the back, really quickly, just to get them out of the way, I have more stickers. So I typically keep the stickers from this week's weekly kit, and this is from Gingerly Dove. She has stickers for personal size, as well as the Erin Condren, and then a mini version of the Erin Condren. And then these normally just stay in here at all times. I always have samplers from Caress Press because I shop there a lot, and then my Fox and Pip stickers. That once again, and I do have stickers in here from my newest addiction as well, another shop that I really love. So these are just random stickers that I use. Lazy Day stickers. And then I also have these from Pink Leaf Prints. I love these. All of her bucket list stickers, or things like this where they're, you know, they kind of go together. So this is just basically Zoe's first year of life, all of the months. When she turns 1 month and so on, and then all of her first. So I keep that in here too, just in case it happens when we're somewhere else, I can mark it. And then starting in the planner. So this top dashboard is actually from my Webster's Pages planner. So this just says dashboard, and then this is a vellum that is, I believe this might be from Webster Pages or Kate Spade. And then, sorry, this is a Kate Spade dashboard that I created, which did have sticky notes on it. I took them off because I laminated it. So this was a divider in Kate Spade. I cut off the actual divider. You can kind of see it right there. And then I laminated it, which I like it. Here I have a 2016, 2017 full year calendar. I like having these just to reference really quickly if I need to. I pretty much never write on these, like I said, merely just to reference. I have these dividers here. You'll see them as we go along. I have 2 sets of dividers. These dividers are from Cardboard Couture, I believe. I will link everything, like I said, down below. And then these are from, oh, I don't know, Caress stickers or something like that. They're just little divider labels. So there's the first divider, and then that is my notes section. This grid paper is from So Much Crafting, and like I said, it's random notes. This is my cake recipe that I haven't actually taken over to my, what's it called, recipe box. So there's that. I have party timelines. I have a breastfeeding log from when the first couple of days in Zoe's life. I like to keep a really good log of it. And I just made this myself, obviously. So I have that. I need to move it over to her section because I don't log it anymore. This is from Peach Palm. It's just a little clip, and I was using it so that I could go right to this page whenever I was breastfeeding. And then here I have my goals, which that isn't really a big deal. And then underneath there, I decided to put underneath there, there's some personal information. Like I said, I just kind of stick random notes. I have more grid paper in here, and then moving to this, these are Kate Spade inserts. So the first one, this is the to-do insert that came with Kate Spade, and I think this is the bowl full of lemon, like 30-day or month cleaning or decluttering. I have some more to-dos that are from Kate Spade, some notes and doodles. Most of these I took out excuse me, because they have stuff on there, but like I said, notes I literally just write in. These dividers are from Minted Sugar on Etsy. I love them, the marble look, and then once again I just have the same label. And then this is where my weekly starts. Excuse me, my monthly is after my weekly because I honestly use my weekly more often. I don't really go to my monthly that often. I only use it for one thing. So I have all of my weeks, and basically I started out using the So Much Crafting a week on 4 pages because I thought it would get me the closest to all of the space that I had previously in my A5. But I was realizing when I was sick that I wasn't using it. So I didn't start using it until December when I started planning again. And I kind of just really decorated more so. I didn't really do anything productive. And then I decided that I wanted to switch, I think the very beginning of the year. Yeah. I wanted to switch to a week on 2 pages. And I really liked that. It was really good. This is actually the week that my daughter was born. It worked really well. But I then found inserts from Peanut Planning Co. And I fell in love with them. So I'll scoot it over. And this is basically my week's like setup. I love it. It's the same thing. A week on 2 pages. But it also has a fold out. And you're able to have like weekly to-dos and then a habit tracker, which was perfect because I hated having to switch back and forth between my weekly and my habit tracker because I used to use the So Much Crafting habit tracker or weekly tracker, whatever, which was essentially the same thing as this but longer. So having this fold out was amazing, and I've fallen in love. So I used this first week, and this is a kit from Caress Press. I believe it's still available. And I used it and it was amazing. It was fantastic. And then that was just last week, or no, the week before. Well, last week technically because it's still Sunday. And I printed this out. And then because I loved them so much, I switched to having her print them out so I can get better quality paper. I just didn't have to worry about it. And this is the current week. Today is Sunday. Exactly the exact same thing, a week on 1 page. I don't like to put my dinners over here, and then I have my like to-dos and everything like that, and then again my weekly to-dos, and then my habit tracking, and then this is the following, or the week that we're going to be on starting on the 16th, which is tomorrow. So I haven't written in anything, but I have, like I said, to-dos, my daily like tracking, and then I have a bunch of other stuff. I love this format because I can still totally be productive if I wanted to, and I had a whole day full of things that I just needed to get done. I could use a full checklist here and get everything done. But if not, sometimes I can be a little bit more decorative. So it allows me to still use, you know, really cute stickers and kind of play around with my writing and things like that. But at the same time, it can still be functional. On to the next divider, and that's my monthly. So I have first here this fold out that is from So Much Crafting, which basically marks when Jaelynn has school, which basically marks when Jaelynn has school and off days, half days, things like that, things for dance and so on and so forth. My husband doesn't really travel that much for work. His schedule is sporadic, but he doesn't travel, so I don't need to really put those things down. And any vacations. I haven't put our vacations down yet because I just started using this because I just found it again. And then I was using, I forgot what this, who this is by. Okay, this is by Indian Ink. It's basically, you know, a typical personal. Like I said, the only thing that I use my monthly for, honestly, is like things that are well in advance, to be completely honest. So any major fees due that are due for my daughter, for dance, my husband's work schedule. I didn't put it in this week. I haven't been planning any of my when I was pregnant because I was so sick and really not productive. The only section that I used in my planner pretty much my entire time of being pregnant was my finance section. So yeah, and then we got into December, which I tried to start using it, and I really didn't. Like I said, for the most part, I just kind of wrote things in randomly. I don't do kits or anything. And my husband's schedule, her dance schedule, things like that. And then I decided to try these out, and I once again love them. They're again from Peanut Planner Co. And they are a month on 2 pages still, but it's a different layout. So there's only half of the page is the actual calendar, and then you have important dates, and then you have tasks over here. So I've just divided the sections up, things that I wanted to pay or I want to pay this year or this particular month. My husband and I are trying to build a house, and we keep moving up the date in which we want to start building. So now we've decided to do, well, mostly me, he just kind of goes along with it. We really want to pay off all of our debt, build a house spring 2018, so basically about a year from now. So we're like really hitting it hard with the bill. So I'm putting down every bill that, or card, credit card, debt, whatever, that we want to pay every month, and then any other videos. So I have YouTube videos, which I totally sucked at. I'm getting my planner set up, or my planner video set up. I hope to film my New Year's resolution, and Zoe's room is definitely not going to get done because it is nowhere near done right now. And then I have a to finish section, which I just didn't get to really. I do have these mini tabs that I just kind of add as I start to use them. I add them on the previous page, so that way when I open February and I flip to it, it's available. But these are from YouTube More. And then the next divider is my home section. So the first thing here are menus. I haven't really, and these are from So Much Crafting, and this is the week of, and you have Monday through Sunday, and you can do that. And then on the back you have grocery list. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to switch to the personal, because I can just take this with me and go. So I have most of December in here, basically very, very active. And then after Christmas, which this was my Christmas list, I had Zoe the next week, and then Nona came and she has cooked the past 2 weeks, which has been a total blessing. But I didn't need to go grocery shopping because she did all the grocery shopping. This is one of the cards from Cardboard Couture, and this is my finance section, so I'm not gonna go too much in depth with this, but I will say, so the first thing, we'll just show you this first row. You kind of see I pretty much just made my own like calendar looking. I have 1 through 31, no days of the week, and I put 1 through 31, and I put what day all of our bills are due. So and I have them color coded, so whether they're like actual like debt, like credit cards, you know, things that we need to survive, mortgage and water and utilities, all of those things, monthly subscriptions, things like that. I have them all color coded, and then I put them in so that way I know kind of what it is. And I also like doing this since we are paying off all of our debt, and we're actually really, really close, which is super exciting. I like crossing them out as I go along. And then I also have this, which is from the Ollie clips. It's just a magnetic clip, and I keep all of my past months from finances put here. I totally wish I could show you guys my finance section because, like I said, messy paper makes me happy. But I'll go to a blank page so you guys can see. So we have the February, the end of February and March. So basically these are so much crafting, I believe. If they're not, I'll correct myself. But there's so much crafting inserts. And you have a due, bill, and amount, and then a check. And so I like, once again, I try to use washi when I can and just little bitty tidbits. So those are there. And so these are March. Like for instance, this is March and it has March on the front and March on the back. So what I do up here, I will write down the income that we have coming in, and then I list out all of our bills. So I'll put our bills. So for our mortgage, I'll put the amount. I don't ever put like cents, so I just put a line through that, and then when I pay it, I check it off here, and then when it comes out of our account, I check it off here. And then every so often, what I normally like to do is put like mortgage and then utilities, put those first, and then I'll put the total of those because they change obviously, and then I'll put like any credit cards, total of that, and then I'll put like extra things or things that we know we want to buy. Over here are my chores, which I don't keep up with this. I haven't, like I said, it's a work in progress, but I wanted to get this up. So these are the daily tasks is what they're called from So Much Crafting, and they're basically a daily habit tracker. And I have the daily task, and yeah, I just don't really use them that much, but I think I want to convert these into zone cleanings for my house. I saw someone do this, I don't remember who. I also need to add in here Jaelynn's chore chart, which right now is just in our junk drawer, and I just kind of, she looks at it, but I think I'm going to add it in here. Sorry. Okay, and then next we have personal section, and I always keep a divider right here. And I have one for my kiddos. I also have some dividers coming in that have the girls' names on them. That'll go up top for each kid. But basically, I removed the first one because it actually had her information on there. But I made 2 of these sheets, and basically, this is for Jaelynn because she's the only one in school this year. So it's just a grid sheet with stuff on here, stickers from Lee Henry that have like her teacher and her teacher's number, her teacher's email, her class schedule at school, her dance schedule, her dance phone number, things like that. So that way if something was to happen to me, or someone needed it and I wasn't able to give it to them, I guess, it would just be in here. All my family knows how crazy I am about this, or my planner, so they know to look here. So there's that. And then I also have this lunch ideas, which I didn't actually ever fill out, but my idea to do was like, you know, sandwiches and, you know, easy meals or whatever, and I had it all made up and I just never did it. Yeah, eventually I will, I guess. And then here's a blank one of I took them out. The one that was in here was actually for Zoe, but these are from So Much Crafting, and they are like the doctor's office kits or whatever you want to call them. And also I just have, this chart was her visits. And then I have one for work, which is basically for YouTube. I have these, which I printed out. I don't remember where I printed them from. I'll link them down below. But they're just all of the years. But I started in December is when I got them, and then I never even filled this out. So yeah, hopefully February will be a productive month. But my plan is to track what videos I want to go up, and have just a good space to put all of those videos in, or video ideas. And once again, I'm totally okay with the messy planner, so if a video doesn't get put up when I want it to get put up, I'll just draw arrows and things like that. But that is the end of that. And then back here I have actually addresses. Let me find a blank sheet. Here we go. I just put some washi on the rings, and then these are from Kate Spade. Again, I also have some from So Much Crafting, but I kind of like the way the Kate Spade paper feels, honestly. Just some addresses, and I don't keep everyone's address in here, just addresses that I might need. And I try not to keep these in here too often. I will probably actually take these off once I start working on my planner when a couple of other things get here, simply because I was only keeping them in here for gifts and stuff for the holidays, but the holidays are over. And then lastly, I just have this last divider, which this one is actually from my Webster planner. And I have this here, which I might put my stickers in, I don't know. And then I also have receipts from Christmas, because I'm a weirdo about things like that. Like, I'm afraid, like, what if it breaks? But it's well past the time now. The girls have opened up all of their gifts. I was just mostly waiting for all the girls to, or the girls to open up all their gifts to make sure everything worked and was fine. So I could technically toss these, but these are just receipts that I keep. I think there's one receipt that's for something else, but I like to keep receipts in here of things that I want to keep, obviously, in case I need to return them, or if I need the receipt for pickup or something like that. So that is it. I did want to share my favorite pen. This is the pen I've been using, and it is the Pilot High-Tech C. I've never been a fan of really thin pens, and I love these pens, and I have them in every color, and they work amazingly. Alright guys, so that is my planner setup for 2017 thus far. I mean, it's only been almost a month in. It will change, and I do plan on changing it. Like I said, I have things coming in, and I have some ideas of what will probably work better for me and everything like that. So when that happens, and if this was in the least bit interesting, let me know, and I can film an updated one when that time comes. I hope next Sunday for the planner related video to have up a plan with me. Like I said, I was just way too excited about using my new inserts and having my first week where it was back to back, so I planned like late at night and I didn't have time to film. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.